Okay, you guys, I'm doing something new this year. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ragan. We need to talk about this new thing. So if you've been around for a little bit, then you know that I am a mood reader, 100%. I am one of those people that makes a ton of lists. I love making lists and I love checking things off, but I will do everything in my power to be destructive and disruptive to my list. I just like to break rules. So if I say I'm gonna read a book, I'll just start thinking about ways to read other books, you know? I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me and I cause my own problems. So this year I've decided to do something. I have made a TBR jar and of course I've put it in my Wrath and Amelia mug from Kingdom of the Wicked. We love Daddy Wrath and Mother Amelia. And I have cut every single book that is unread on my shelf, wrote them all down, stuck them in here. There are about 245 unread books on my shelf, but that includes every genre. So fantasy, historical fiction, literary fiction, although I don't own a ton of those, mythology, retellings, you know, self-help books, all of it. They are listed in here. And I have some rules. Every month, I need to read 2 books from this jar. I have to pull them out, and whatever I pull, I have to read, which is a little bit daunting, but it's my way of making myself read some books that have been around with me forever. I've had books that I have literally moved from America 5 years ago to England, and they have moved to every house I've lived at, and now they're here in London. Like, I need to know if they're actually worth my time and my shipping money to bring them across the world with me. Also, some books have higher priority. So I have like the Game of Thrones series in here. So obviously there are 7 chances for me to pull Game of Thrones. So there are some rules. Every month I have to pull 2, like I said. I have to read those 2 books. Once I pull these 2 books, I can read whatever else I want in the month. I can do read-alongs, I can do readathons, I can do reading vlogs, I can read, I can buy new books, I can do whatever. But I have to read at least 2 from this list. Now, if I pull a book that is farther along in a series, so if I pull book 2 in a series, then that means that I have to go back and read book 1. So I always need to go back and read the book that I need to start with, even if that's farther down. So if I pull book 4, but I'm on book 3, then obviously I would read book 3 in the series. Books in a series have a higher percentage of getting pulled because there are more, you know, listed in here. Every time I get a new book, I have to write it down and put it in this jar. I'm nervous because there are some big books in here like War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I don't want to read that book, but I need to read the book because I've been dragging it around with me and I do love the miniseries. So I want to read War and Peace, but like, do I want to read War and Peace? I don't know. If I pull it, I'm gonna have to read it. I think this is pretty straightforward. Let me know if you have any other ideas I can do with this TBR jar. But without further ado, let's pull my January reads. Right now it is Monday, January 16th, so we're 2 weeks into the month. I have read 3 books already in January, but I didn't pull anything from this TBR jar because I needed to get my mind back into work and get into a schedule again. But we're here now, and oh my god, I am sweating. I don't know what I'm gonna pull. Okay, I'm gonna hold myself accountable. The first book is... Oh, okay. The first book I have to read this month is, can you see that? Briarheart. Sorry, my nails are horrible. This is a book that I started to read in the summer before I went to Disney World. This is a Sleeping Beauty Briar Rose retelling. I will pull that out in a second. We can look at that. And the second book I have to read, do I pull like a tall one or a short one? I'm cheating a little bit. I just looked at the titles and put them back. I need to not cheat. I didn't want to read those books. Okay, I'm gonna look away. Okay, here we go. What does that say? Oh, that says Better Together by, oh, this is by one of my favorite booktubers, Christine Richo? Okay. This is her debut book, I believe. No, is that? I don't think it's her debut book. It might be her second book. I got to page 2 and I DNF'd this book. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try again, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. I kept it because I love the ballerina in New York City and my mom got this for me and it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive. So I really like the book itself. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna pull it out, but I'm I'm also going to pull another one because I don't think that I'm going to end up actually fully reading that book. I think that's going to be a DNF, which is a bad mindset to go into, but you know, all right. So we're pulling 3. I'm actually being really good. Oh, The Dragon's Promise. Can you see that? Hello. The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. I've been needing and meaning to read this book. Okay, so we have my selections. Let me grab those and we will chat through them quickly. Okay, so the first book that I pulled was Briarheart by Mercedes Lackey. Okay, yeah, so I got to page 12. I can see when I put this book down. I think I ran out of time before going to Disney World. Don't remember the start of it, but let's take a look at the synopsis. Okay, so this is about Aurora's sister, Miriam, who sets out to save her baby sister from a dark fae who steals her. So it says, thorns are no match for Sleeping Beauty's sister. So I think she's going to be the savior in this story. I don't know that there's romance in it. It might just be about, you know, sisterly affection and what the things we do for family. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks quite short. Mercedes Lackey has written several books and I haven't read any of them, so I think this is under 400 pages. So okay, I'm okay with that. The second book I pulled was obviously Better Together, and I think this is like magical realism, and I think part of my problem was the way that Christine was writing about ballet, because I'm a professional ballet dancer, I'm a teacher and choreographer, and I just was like, this doesn't make sense. Obviously, most authors, like, you can write about anything in the world, and I was just being too picky, so I need to give that a second chance. But it's about 2 sisters, Jamie and Siri, who are separated by their parents' divorce. Oh yeah, it's Freaky Friday meets The Parent Trap, about sisters who find each other and find themselves. I don't know, maybe I'll be less picky this time, but I mean, the cover is really cool. I enjoy that. And then the second book, because I pulled 3, is The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. A dragon's king, a star-crossed love, and a cursed pearl with the power to mend the world or break it. This follows Princess Shiori and is a continuation from Six Crimson Crane, so I can't really say anything else because this is the sequel and finale to the duology. Look how pretty this is. This is the Fairy Leaf edition with purple sprayed edges. It does have a signed book plate. There's Shiori and the dragon, and then how pretty! I love Inside Dust cover art. But anyway, those are the books that I have to read, and I need some kind of forfeit if I don't read these 2 books. Maybe if I don't finish one of the books, like I have to pull an extra book from the jar the next month. That might be a bit dangerous though, because if I don't finish books for like 3 months, then I've racked up a whole stack of books for the 4th month. I think that this is pretty solid, especially these 2. Like, I think I can, wait, these 2, yeah, I can get through these. This one we are unsure of, but it's good to know. It's good to give it a try, and maybe it needs to leave my shelf so I can make room for something that I love. I need to try it. I do like these ballet awards up at the top. Can you see that? So cute. They don't like actually make awards like that, but would love to have one. Anyway, that is the TBR jar of fun. Well, I'll let you know how it goes. I'm gonna put these on my nightstand so that I have to look at them every night. I have to read them. Anyway, that's all for me today, you guys. I will see you in another video very soon. Let me know down below if you do any kind of mood reading, or if you do a TBR jar, if you play any sort of TBR game with yourself each month. Let me know if you have any suggestions about how to stick to a TBR, because I could always use the help. I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.